Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into the official warnings and preparations for Cyclone Vaianu as it barrels towards New Zealand. The message from authorities is crystal clear. Get ready now.
All right, let's jump right in with the single most critical message from the National Emergency Management Agency. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a dead serious warning. Putting this off? Yeah, that's not an option when you're facing a storm of this magnitude.
And just so we're all on the same page, this is not just another autumn storm. When officials declare a very serious event, it means every emergency service, every government agency is on high alert. And they need you to be too.
So, why all the serious talk? What's really driving this level of concern? Let's break down exactly why this warning is so urgent and what the officials are seeing that has them so worried.
I mean, you can't get much more direct than this. The head of NEMA is using words like extreme and severe. They don't just throw those around lightly. The key takeaway here is simple. This isn't a drill. It's time for everyone, especially across the North Island, to prepare immediately.
Okay, let's talk numbers because this really puts the power we're dealing with into perspective. We're looking at sustained winds of 95 kilometers per hour just at the center of the cyclone. You can think of that as the engine driving this entire storm system right towards us.
So you hear cyclone, you think wind, right? Well, that's just one piece of the puzzle. Let's look at how this all stacks up into something way more complex. Officials are calling this a multi-hazard event, and for a really good reason.
And here they are, laid out for us. It's this combination punch that's so dangerous. You've got the winds knocking down trees and power lines, then bam, the heavy rain comes in, causing floods and landslides, especially since the ground is already soaked. And if you're near the coast, those huge swells, that's a whole other level of risk with coastal flooding.
To give you an idea of what that heavy rain actually means, we're talking about more than 200 millimeters of rain in less than a day in some spots. That is a ton of water, and when it falls on ground that's already saturated, the risk of flash floods and slips just skyrockets.
And listen to this, because this is super important. Officials aren't just saying landslides might happen. No. Based on the forecasts and the state of the ground, they're treating them as a near certainty in those vulnerable areas. This is a real life-threatening risk we're talking about.
Okay, so with all that in mind, the big question is, what can you actually do about it? The time to get moving is right now. So let's look at the key steps you can take to make your home and your property as safe as you can get it.
Honestly, these three things are probably the most effective things you can do before the storm hits. Tie down the loose stuff, clear out your gutter so that rain has somewhere to go, and just take a quick look at any big trees that might have risky branches. It can make a huge difference.
And hey, if you're thinking, my garden chair will be fine, think again. This is straight from the official warning. In these kinds of winds, that innocent-looking trampoline or patio furniture, it's not furniture anymore. It's a missile. It could go right through your window or your neighbor's.
All right, we've talked about securing your property, but let's get to what's truly most important, preparing your family, your wanu. This goes beyond stuff. This is about making sure your people are safe.
This is non-negotiable, people. You need a grab bag packed and ready to go. Why? Because if someone tells you to evacuate, you don't have time to run around looking for prescriptions or batteries. You just grab the bag and go. Make sure you've got essentials. And don't forget stuff for babies or your pets.
Okay, let's talk about your no power plan. The lines company PowerCo is already saying, hey, expect widespread outages. And it might be too dangerous for their crews to get out there and fix things right away. So what does that mean for you? Charge everything, and I mean everything, right now. Have a way to get updates, like a battery radio or your car radio, and maybe grab a little cash, just in case.
Okay, so you've got your house sorted, you've got your family plan. Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Where exactly is this cyclone expected to hit the hardest? For that, we turn to the official watches from Met Service.
Now, one really important thing to keep in mind before we dive into the details. This situation is changing. It's evolving. What we're about to see are the current watches, but Med Service is saying it's highly likely these are going to get upgraded to more serious warnings as the cyclone gets closer.
So first up, the rain. You can see just how huge an area is under a heavy rain watch. It kicks off in Northland on Saturday night and then just rolls right down the island. Auckland, Coromandel, Waikato, it basically covers the whole upper and central North Island.
And when it comes to the wind, whoa, the threat is even more widespread.
This table basically paints the entire North Island with a strong wind watch. And look at those durations. We're not talking about a quick gust. Some places are looking at a full 24 hours of potentially severe winds right through from Sunday into Monday.
So at the end of the day, after we've looked at all the official data, the forecasts, the warnings, it all boils down to this one simple question. The plan is laid out for us. The real question is for you and your family. Are you ready?